Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
But hey everybody, welcome back to the Fake Ass Book Club. This is your girl Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat.
Hey Moni.
You look cute.
Thank you, so do you.
I say that
Everybody
time.
should go to, YouTube and check out what we're doing.
So is this pink hair or purple? It's lavender?
It's lilac, I think.
It's beautiful. My
Lilac
kids
quartz.
really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I know I got a very rare compliment from my daughter about my hair.
Did you?
Yes. She always feels like I maybe wear it a little too long, so she liked that it was shorter.
Really?
And she liked the color. So, yeah, it feels nice to get approval.
So now, I say this a lot during our show. I'm like, remind me about that. Remind me about how.
Put a pin in that?
Please put a pin in that.
All right.
Because our kids are not easily impressed, and they do tend to
They're
drag
not.
us, and I
They
want to
do.
revisit that.
Yeah, it's hard out here.
It's just very hard, you guys. So, but this week, we're not here to talk about that exclusively. We have a really fun book to talk about. She Memes Well by Quinta Brunson, and I want to give you guys a little bit about the book. From the Emmy Award-winning writer Quinta Brunson, creator and star of Abbott Elementary, comes She Memes Well, a laugh-out-loud and uplifting debut essay collection. With her trademark blend of humor and heart, Brunson delves into the unconventional journey to fame, emphasizing the significance of authenticity and the transformative power of online humor. From her early fascination with the World Wide Web to becoming the face behind countless viral memes, these essays offer candid and entertaining exploration of Brunson's remarkable rise to fame. So I'm excited to get into this today, and we should probably dedicate this episode, friend. What you think?
Surely.
All right, so hands over your hearts, everybody. To our patrons, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. We love you. We love all the support. If you guys aren't part of the Patreon family, please join us at Fab Podcast /Patreon. And I wanted to actually dedicate this to all the teachers out there. This book kind of just reiterated the fact. I mean, I feel like on this podcast, I've said it numerous times. I feel, anybody who spends their life teaching the next generation and sharing their gifts, I'm definitely in support of wildly, and just want to, especially the people doing it with little to no resources. I do feel like it's really hard for a lot of our teachers because they don't get the support or the, just the community. Like if we treated them like we treat reality stars and sports players and, artists and stuff like that, that would be players. Yeah, players of sports. It would just be a lot better. You guys deserve.
You mean athletes?
Yeah, them. Sports players.
We're going to say sports players.
Sports players.
I like that better.
Yeah. So shout out to you guys. What about you, friend?
Yes, teachers. Oh my goodness. Speaking of teachers, my daughter's teacher gave her an award last week for Pi Day for knowing the most digits of pi than anyone in her grade. She got up to 26 digits and won a pi. She didn't share. It's cool. But she learned the song she got up to all these digits in pi because of a song she learned on TikTok. So, and that brings me a dedication over. But that brings me to a hot topic going on right now, which is the possible banning of TikTok, which to me is weird because I'm not as invested because I don't go on TikTok. It's never appealed to me, but I know it's wildly popular, and the idea of banning it is very unpopular. I'm not saying it should be banned, but you should look into why they want to. Like, it's not just because they're trying to ruin your good time. Like, this has been in the works for years. They've been looking into a lot of the security risk around it. And when I say security risk, I mean stuff that could knock out our infrastructure where you don't have internet, period. So forget about TikTok. It could wipe out everything if we don't take cybersecurity seriously. So that's what you should reach out to your Congress people about, because that's what's at stake here, where if we don't take these things seriously, that's kind of how we got 9/11, where they were just ignoring security risks that were right there, and they could have just prevented it, but instead it was just like, I want to go golfing.
Feels pretty American.
It is very American, where it's like we don't like preventing things, we just like responding to stuff.
Yeah, or our healthcare system.
Yeah, same thing with healthcare. Like a lot of doctors, well, and like I said, I think it's this sort of like resistance against expertise, because we do see everyone's voice on the same platform and we think it's all equal, but actually there are people who know way more about healthcare.
But that's elitist.
Yeah, it is. I like elite stuff. That's why we pay more for fashion designers. Like, it's better. Like, yeah, like people who know what they're doing usually do a better job. There's a reason why if you ask me to make you a purse, it's going to look way worse than the good people at Hermes. You know what I mean? Like, they're pretty freaking good at it. So I could give my opinion about purse making, but it's not going to be as good as theirs. Just because I wear purses, you know, I'm like,
So
I have a purse. I know all about purses. It's like, not in the way the people whose like hands are bleeding from hand sewing these items.
Oh, no. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so like, yeah, listen to the nerds. I say it all the time on this podcast. We ignore the nerds to our detriment. And they're usually saying stuff we don't want to hear and we feel like it's ruining our fun, like the lockdown.
It does.
The nerds were like, you guys got to stay home for a couple weeks, okay? This is serious.
Come on.
And it's like, you guys are just lying to, you know.
Right, because why?
I mean, but people came up with reasons why. I mean, a lot of people still think it's fake. It's frustrating. A lot of people still think the earth is flat. That's wild. But that's why we need education. Actually, Abbott, did you see the episode they did about the flat earther who came to...
No.
It came on after the Academy Awards. It was really funny.
No.
They were trying to like do this press conference thing, and they're trying to get this guy to come talk to the school and like, is everybody sure he's okay? And it's like, no, he's fighting for equal rights. He's this, he's that, he's great. And then he gets up there and says like, yeah, we got to start teaching these kids the earth is flat. And it's like, okay, shut it down.
Right. It's like, turn the mics off. Okay, wow.
And just to be clear, like, or he was saying the earth is flat, whatever, but the earth is actually round. It's a globe.
I feel like this is a good PSA.
It is. Like, we're having that eclipse next month.
We are.
That's kind of because stuff's round. That's the reason why the mechanics of the eclipse works.
If it was flat, it doesn't work out, huh?
It doesn't.
I would defer to Neil deGrasse, our favorite resident.
Neil deGrasse?
Was that his name?
Nope.
Say it.
Do you want to take it? Take two. Okay, it's Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What's Degrassi? That's a
that was Drake's
Drake.
show.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Both good. I mean,
I never watched it. I don't even know where that came from. But
oh,
yes. Yeah. Neil.
You just start again. Like, I would defer to our friend Neil deGrasse Tyson.
DeGrasse?
Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Yeah.
I didn't just see
I
it.
listened to his podcast, Star Talk.
Oh, he's so nice. I love him.
Yeah.
He's the only reason why I could understand.
He's a good science communicator.
I think I said this about the leap year thing.
Yes, he's very good at
did a good
communicating these things. Oh, I wish I could remember that guy who was on Pregame Podcast. They had an astronomer who's from the city. Like,
Oh, I think I saw a clip with him on there.
Something Star Kid, DT. I don't want to say it wrong. I'll try to find it later so we can put it in the notes. But yes, like, look into this stuff. Like, really learn stuff. You don't have to just take our word for it.
Definitely don't. Like, honestly, I think, like, that's the whole point. Like, research, ask people who are experts. We're not experts on this, so, you know, I mean, don't come here thinking
But
you're about to
yeah,
get all
like the
information.
experts who make like all this technology work, they'll let you know that the earth is round.
My goodness.
They'll, like, that's why the communication satellites work. Like, it, or I feel like for explaining it to men, this is far more convincing. For snipers in the Army, they have to, in their calculations, use the, I don't want to use the wrong word, is the Coriolanus effect? It's basically the fact that you have to factor in the curvature of the earth to get a sharp shot. Like, because we're not on a flat plane. Okay, it is the Coriolanus effect. Because the earth rotates on its axis, circulating air is deflected towards the right on the northern hemisphere and toward the left and southern hemisphere. Oh, I don't know enough about
get
it.
to your experts.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically what we're saying. Don't
Yeah,
come here.
there's
We
all
don't know
kinds
the
of
science,
YouTube
but-
videos. You don't have to have the ones that have the eerie music all the time. There's all kinds on there with people who went to like school all over the globe. Like, I get why people are suspicious of American media, right?
Yeah.
You know, like, that's very understandable. But actually, I was reading up on the TikTok thing on Al Jazeera because I was trying to get as least of a biased opinion as possible of, like, the thing, because I didn't necessarily want to see what China had to say about it or what the U.S. had to say about it. It's like, what would, you know, let's see what the Middle Eastern world has to say about this just on the outside looking in. And they're kind of like, yeah, like, the Chinese would not let y'all run this app over there.
So do they have it?
What?
TikTok?
They have like don't get me lying about what it's called over there. Cause like I said, TikTok is an English kind of thing. So they have their versions of social media, but like they don't let Facebook run over there. Yeah.
Which Facebook is, I can see
Yeah,
that.
like I said, because what the politicians are really afraid of is the foreign influence in our elections too, because it affected the last, like Facebook in Russia really, they did a little doozy there, whoopsie doozy. So yeah, we need to pay attention. This is boring but important.
Listen.
And I know, and it's like you don't want to be. And listen, I'm in favor of stuff as long as it's not dangerous. Like I'm glad that my daughter learned a little song to remember pi. Like that's good. I'm like, oh, I'm glad your algorithm's nerdy.
Yeah, that's cute.
Would you like me to read a little bit about Quinta?
Yeah.
Before we get started here, deep diving.
Let's do it.
Hold on, let me drink a little something.
Let's do it.
Woo! Quinta Brunson, born December 21st, 1989, is an American writer, producer, actress, and comedian. She is best known for creating, executive producing, co-writing, and starring in ABC comedy series Abbott Elementary. Brunson gained prominence for her self-produced Instagram series, Girl Who Has Never Been on a Nice Date. She went on to produce and act in content for BuzzFeed Video and developed 2 streaming series with them. And did she win?
First Black woman nominated 3 times in a comedy category. That's
Wow.
pretty dope. You like
Oh,
that?
and she won for outstanding writing in a comedy series. So I really like that. I really related to her comedy nerdness.
You know what? It's funny because I know you're not a comedian. I find you hilarious, but she kind of reminded me of you a little bit. Just her love for like The Office, for instance,
And SNL.
video games,
Yeah.
and just sketch comedy.
I liked the Quintus classics.
That was so cute.
I loved every single
loved
one of them
it.
except Lars and the Real Girl, and that's only because I've never seen it.
So technically, you could love it.
And
you
then
just
I
don't
was
know.
like, oh, and Ryan Gosling's in it? Count me in. I have recently become a huge Ryan Gosling fan. I know I'm really late to the party because he's been around for a while, but his performance as Ken was just...
took you there.
I'm like, oh, he's good.
He is good. I've never seen that one either though, but yeah, her nerddom was like, and
Legit.
it was, and I like because I can relate to the fact that like I love classic Black humor, like Martin Lawrence, like that physical comedy, all of those kinds of things. But then it's like I do enjoy, stuff like The Office and whatever. And we were talking a little bit before we started recording how, you were watching some stuff that you didn't want to have to watch this week. And you weren't feeling great about it. And we were kind of like, I was like, so how did you feel? And you were like, I felt like an outsider. And I was like,
that.
you know what? I think that she relates to us because there is this feeling of being outsiders a little bit when it comes to the kind of art we consume sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On different levels and stuff. But I just feel like, I relate to her because, when there's stuff like SNL or... that's not every Black person. Not to say every Black person loves, certain things. Of course, it's not a monolith. But there are certain things that are stereotypically like, oh yeah, Black.
If you
like
say
this.
you like it, she put it in the book. That's white people shit.
Yeah.
When
you
she
know
was
what I
trying to
mean?
get people to like, what was it, Napoleon Dynamite and
Yes,
stuff.
and
But
she was
then
like,
when
no,
she got
it's
them
so
to watch
good.
it, they were like, okay, girl, this is funny.
It's funny.
This is funny. And it's funny too that, The Office, of course, masterpiece. You can tell that Abbott Elementary is very similar.
Wildly
And to the
similar.
point where it's like, oh, Quinta and Everybody Hates Chris. That's Pam and Jim.
Oh my gosh, I love it so hard. It's so
It's
hard.
fun to watch though.
Yes, it's
and
very
I
fun
would
to
just
watch.
I would bring it up every time because I had an ex who made fun of me for liking The Office. And
So that's
now
so
it's
weird.
a classic. Like, because when it was on at the time, there's no way to know it would be like
what it is now.
Yeah, because it really got a second life on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it's hard for comedy to age well. And I feel like it aged really well. Like, it's very rewatchable. Billie Eilish is a super fan. She just
she's
has
so
it on.
cute. I like her.
She is. And I was like,
she's
see, I
so
know I had
good.
good taste.
She's good. I like her. Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. So, a little bit about the book. I didn't say this. It was published in 2021, so we're late to the game just a little bit, but it's a 293-page book. I listened to the audiobook, and that was about 8 hours and 38 minutes, and it was narrated by Quinta. So for me, that was everything, because I legit felt like I was just listening to my friend chat with me about, her life a little bit. And so I think, I don't know, like, she's from Philly. She's one of 5. She grew up in a super religious home. Her, parents were like hardcore Jehovah's Witnesses. And, she just knew from a very young age that comedy was her shit. She was like, this is me. I love people laugh, and I love making people laugh. And, basically everything I'm doing is going to be going toward that. And so, I don't know, like, I really loved learning about her story. She just was very relatable to me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I actually have a quote that I wanted to read it was crazy because the app, I was using Hoopla to like actually physically read it, and then I ran out of time and had to download the audiobook and listen to it.
Okay.
But it pissed me off because it wouldn't let me take screenshots. A lot of times and stuff like that, but it wouldn't let me do that. So I'd take a picture of it on my iPad.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I was just gonna say, you just gotta get another
Just some
screen.
little free complaining for you guys. Quote, the most important takeaway I hope this book will give you is how to embrace the act of evolution. End quote. And that really stuck with me because I'm like, yeah, we have to evolve or die.
I know. I'm learning that through reading.
Yeah. Like there's nothing
It's like
staying the
either
same.
you're gonna you got to figure it out or keep it moving. And then when I think about evolution, or just think about the humans that I know that have been here a long time, comparatively to me, the ones that are the most fascinating are the ones that have a little elasticity still. Like, I think about my Gigi, her being like 88 and like texting fully, sending happy birthday with like a slam effect, and I'm like, let's go, Gigi. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not shying away from it. Now, she's not paying her bills online through the apps and all that kind of stuff, but she's willing to still interact with technology to a point where she's comfortable. She'll sit down and listen, and you have to show her or whatever, but if you want to communicate with people, people aren't going to necessarily call you and sit and talk to you for 20 minutes like we used to. No. So sometimes if you
call
it's
people now,
text.
You'll piss them off.
Sometimes. It's like, I know this is really aggressive, but I just went on a limb and called. Like, I hope that's okay. But it
does change.
So it does change. So
because she was talking about memes, like she got famous off the. So I was never
got money.
So I'm not really not that I'm against memes or anything, but I don't get a lot of them because I'm not on the platforms where memes are huge.
Okay.
So I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Facebook.
I have to restrain myself from sending you memes because even your reactions to them aren't what I'm looking for most of the time either. I'm just like, I don't even know how to interpret your response to this meme. It's like some weird emoji, and I'm like, what is this?
To do. I'm like, what do I do with
These aren't for you.
this?
There's like 3 or 4 friends that I'm always we'll just go back and forth sending memes, and it's hilarious.
And it's kind of funny, like just to peek into like
what I'm sending to people.
No, because like sometimes when guys are trying to date me, that's what they do too. Is just send me memes, and I'm like,
don't do that.
I'm
guys.
like, especially not to get to know. I can't get to know you off of memes, like
so. Right, you can't.
No,
people can't. Like you can a little bit because it does kind of.
It gives you an idea of your sense of humor, but I'd rather just like talk. Like when we're going to be together, are you just going to be holding up pictures?
Yes.
Like, okay.
Yes, and it's going to be of your booty cheeks. Just kidding.
I know. I like conversations. So
it's like, or
like, because she was talking about all the beef she getting on Twitter and stuff. I would hate that.
Really though?
I would hate that. Yes, like if that was a regular part of my life, like I do like a lively debate, but like she said, Twitter doesn't leave room for nuances.
Yeah, that's true.
So it reminds me of like back in the days when like chat rooms and like message boards started and stuff. I hated that. Oh. So it's not just me being old. Even when I was young, I am old, but I didn't like this back when it was a chat room, and I don't like it now.
I mean, honestly, I never really got into chat rooms and stuff like that either. Right. Well, and I think too, back when that was popular, I did kind of assume that was for dorks a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not doing that shit. I got actual friends. You know what I mean? But
it was just too much
evolved.
at once. It's too many voices at once saying a cacophony of incoherent things. Like, it's just not enjoyable for me. And for what I understand too, there's a ton of porn. Like,
yeah, if you're looking for stuff, apparently it's on.
I mean,
Twitter.
but
You're like,
they're
oh, yeah,
saying like you don't have to go too far. Like, it's
no, it's right there.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't need that either.
Yeah,
and like, but I don't like most of the things. It's because I watch all this sci-fi. Sci-fi is constantly warning you against this.
Against memes?
Not memes. Just this sort of falling into the virtual world to the detriment of the real world.
Yeah. Now
that's always a
give
big
you.
theme in even classic sci-fi. Like they kind of predicted this coming. They were like, guys,
Chill out.
guys, like we can still have this, but remember, because that was like what Inner Player One was about. Where basically like real life had gotten so shitty, everyone just spent their time in Oasis. But of course, like everything was better if you had money, because then you could buy more stuff in Oasis.
Yeah. So
But-
that's why you can buy like Nike,
Skins and stuff.
yeah, now and stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
they recognize that people are spending all their time there and their money.
Yeah. So, but in
Yeah.
like real life, everything was like polluted and gross, and that's why you had to go to Oasis, because that's the only time you could experience pleasure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like I don't want it to be like that, but I don't want to take away anybody's virtual spaces. I just want real life to still be good.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that you should plan to get to know somebody 100% through memes, but I do think it can enlighten you. And I think they're not for, maybe it's not for everybody, but it is fun when you have those certain memes that you're just like, man, that fucking sums it up though. Like this right here is what I've been trying to say in words. Like there's a few people whose memes I'm always just like, yes. I didn't even know I felt this until I saw this meme right now. Or I didn't know how to put into
I
words.
will say
the
her
memes.
meme was funny. When I
So
looked it up
cute
and
and
saw it, I was
fun.
like, oh, okay. I kind of remember
Yes.
this, because she's so her face
Her
is so
face,
expressive.
I love her face. She's just
She's got a great energy.
beautiful. Yes, I love
Very,
it.
very smart. I loved her description of her family and upbringing. And then, like, there was a lot of contrast, because it was very wholesome. But then there was also, it's like, yeah, I was doing bong rips before,
go.
Yeah. Yeah, like
The
they're kind of
anxiety,
doing both and everything. So, yeah, I was.
Well, and her family, speaking of her family life, it sounds like, her parents really didn't see it for her. Like when it came to
Her mom
comedy,
really
didn't
wanted her to be a
understand
teacher.
it. Yeah, it's like,
I
why
think
don't
it's
you do
really
something
cute that she
solid?
did a show where her mom gets to see her be a
I
teacher.
Love it.
I think that's really cute.
Her mom is dying. Like, I'm sure she just has to love that. I hope she does. Anyway.
She says she gets a call from her mom every week saying she liked the
It's like,
show.
oh my God, the show
But she
is
says
so
her mom calls and tells her she likes every show she watched. Like she
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I watched an episode of Dayline. I watched it. I liked it.
But the fact that you're calling me every time leads me to believe you probably do
Yeah.
love it. Not that you have to do that to love it.
I
but-
love the fact that she got into how complicated her relationship was with her mom. Like, if
Yeah.
you have a mom, you know it's complicated.
It can be, yeah.
If you don't have a mom, you know it's complicated.
Yeah.
Like, that
It's
shit
just
is
complicated.
complicated. So, I like that she was very open about that, because then it's kind of like, oh, especially because you mentioned before, like she grew up really religious, but she's not religious now. I love that she shared that. So it makes you, like, for people who are like that, you don't feel as alone or as crazy, where you're just like, yeah, I'm glad that worked for you, but I'm going to use this gift of freedom and kind of,
do it, man.
do what I want. One of the essays, she basically kind of wrote a love letter to Diddy. And it's kind of...
Oh, yeah, now coming out, it's like, oh. But, I mean...
It could use maybe a little footnote now.
I mean,
it
can
was
you go back and do
published
that?
before. Sure. Like, and she'll probably have different, there's editions. Like in
Yeah.
the second edition,
Oh, that's true.
maybe put a little thing and be like, look, when I wrote this, all that stuff hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, there's still his work. I'm a big fan of keeping the art, and you can do whatever you want to with the artist.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, ooh, yeah, that
'Cause
didn't age well.
I was reading today about, I already knew he was kind of a jerk, but Picasso, like his former mistress, like he was actually trying to block her art from being shown, like in Europe, because he's just a
hater
dick
stuff.
like that. Yeah. And didn't help her take care of her kids. He's a very wealthy man. Huh?
He gave her syphilis?
Probably. But I was just saying he didn't take care.
Is that what I heard you say?
No, he wouldn't take care of his kids. Like,
oh, his actual
yeah, he
biological
gave
kid.
her 2 kids. Like, that's what I was trying to say. Like,
okay.
he had 2 children.
You said gave her, and I just instantly was
You
like,
went,
syphilis?
yeah, no, well, yeah,
It's either that or kids.
yeah, like she didn't mention that in her accounting, but like, yes, he impregnated her twice and refused to
was
take care of them
tripping.
kids. So,
Wow.
but
That's messed up.
the art was good. Like, he was very, very good at art. He was bad at almost everything else.
Wow, that's sad.
It is, but
Yeah,
it's
I
the
don't like
truth
that.
of a lot of very talented people, especially those who kind of really get immersed into their art.
Absolutely. What did you think about the fact that Quinta ended up, like, she moved to LA when she was pretty young? You know what I mean? She was like, I got $1,000
And a dream in my pocket.
Yeah.
She was so positive. Well, she had a good ass Apple job too. She didn't just like do, peace out
Yeah.
and just be like, oh, I'm just gonna make it. Like, she was like, nah, I secured a job.
I'm smart. I'm talented. I can do this.
Yeah.
I love the self-confidence. Like, the one thing that I felt throughout the whole thing is like, man, like, she really believed in herself. And to the point where, her artistic integrity was intact the whole time. Because when she was super broke, and I want to, at one point she quit Apple and then had to come back. That does happen in LA, where you're chasing your dreams and then reality hits or whatever.
It's
But
like, it's expensive here.
because it's expensive, yeah, especially out there. And she was like, oh my gosh, see, that made me forget.
Was it the prank show?
Yes, the prank show. She was like going on Craigslist looking for this job. Gets there, and it's like a sketching thing. It was like calling all draw. If you can draw, like, it doesn't matter where
Artist
you are.
call or
Artist
something,
call. Yeah,
yeah.
we're just gonna record you drawing at like with whatever level you can. And she kind of peeps at it. Like, this is a prank show. There's this dude with the like comically
large
genitals.
genitalia.
Yeah, and it's like.
I'm gonna go ahead and just
And she just
pack
tries
it
to
up.
slide out when she knows the camera's not on her, and like they chased her down, like, yo, like,
We already
I'll
got
give
you on
100.
camera. We need you.
We don't want to. She was like, you can just edit me out, and she knows this because at this time she had already been like, on, like people knew who she was through memes and stuff like that. She wasn't necessarily making her money through it, but she was like, yeah, no, y'all can edit me out, and they just kept calling her, trying to get her up in the ante and stuff like that. But she was like, I didn't want to be known for the prank show. Like, I wanted to be able to, and I'm like, you know what? When you're in a crunch like that, like, I don't even judge people who make choices like that when it's like, you know what? I was broke and I needed $1,000. So I was on this prank show, but she was like, you know what? I'll be broke and keep my artistic integrity.
I thought the
So I was
way
like,
this
wow.
story was shaping up, I thought it was going to be porn. So the fact that it was a prank show was kind of like, oh, okay, well, that's not it. I mean, it could have been more shocking.
Oh my God, yeah, it could have been. So yeah, that was kind of cool. So I really liked that she was definitely like in tune with her artistic voice, I would say.
Yeah.
I'm like, that could be hard. Because would you sell out right now if we had the opportunity?
Yeah. Like, for how much?
Right, I'm about to say, to
do
what
what?
extent?
I
don't
know. It's like, I
need
mean,
details. There's nuance. I don't know to what extent.
I don't know. Just as long as,
Because,
isn't that the goal? Not like necessarily compromising our values or anything, but like, okay, like a good example would be like, okay, if somebody offered us $3 million to endorse Trump tomorrow,
would you do that?
no, I'd turn that down.
Yeah, I'm cool off of that.
Or in the Trumpian fashion, I'd say I'd do it, take the money, and then not do it.
Then they'd sue you. You use the money to do the lawsuits?
He's already got some other law stuff going on.
Did you roll the dice on that one?
Yeah,
It's like,
I
hey,
do like
take
he
me to
did.
court.
This was that was his move to be like, hey,
I'm following the blueprint.
It's like, take me to court. And it's
my
like,
gosh.
yeah, he's,
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. What else did she talk about in this book?
Or like, they're so dumb too. I would make a video like say and tell them, I'm like, yeah, I totally did it. It was alive. You guys missed it. Like just something real dumb. Like just play crazy. I can.
Yeah,
listen.
I'm about to say. I have a
What
hard
about
time
you?
with
You
that.
selling out? What's going on?
Yeah, but right within reason. Like I think.
Like I'll push some tummy tea.
Would you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Of
I like
course this
tea.
is
I
it.
actually do drink tea every day. Like that wouldn't be like.
But directly tell him like it's not working.
It's totally working, guys.
See, okay, boom, there it is. I mean,
But
As
you
long as
can't.
it's not
But you can't
harmful.
drink pop. Like you can't drink pop and the tummy tea.
It's like if you drink pop, then I can't listen. All the benefits we're talking about aren't.
They're
gonna
just
work.
like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that there are things that I'd probably be willing to, but it couldn't be something like you said. It couldn't be like, oh yeah, President Trump is sweet, or
it's like, I don't even care about the rape convictions. I mean, who doesn't rape? It must be hard not to. So many people do it.
So gross, man. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely a number though, probably. I hate to say it, but I mean, because, and then it's like my goal would be after selling out is to reverse it somehow. Like I'd have to like balance that out because I'm about balance. Because I feel like if I did that, then I have to there has to be something on the other end to like make up for the fact.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd have to start a non-for-profit or something like that.
Okay.
To educate the kids.
Oh, kind of like how Truman, he did that whole thing about like the human heart wants to forgive and wants to be forgiven.
Yeah, period. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
like,
beautiful.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to do that, but
like,
I really
bad.
need the resources.
My bad.
And so now I'm going to do something nice. So yeah, as long as I had something to balance it out, maybe I can go ahead and
That's
do that.
kind of what Stacey Dash did, right? Didn't she try to come back to blackness like after she did some... See, like it's not as...
Damn it, when you bring her ass up and try to be like, is that what you're talking about? Hell no,
You wanna be
I ain't
like,
talking about that.
Okay.
Because she was also endorsing some political stuff that I just didn't.
That's what I'm
agree
saying,
with.
though. She thought she was chasing the bag, and then she found out, like, she got her
Right.
negress
And-
wake-up call.
Yeah, and it's
and then
like-
you found out, you're like, oh, well, they've used me as much as they can, and now I need to go back to blackness, and blackness is like,
That's
girl.
not something you can come back to, and that's the thing. That's when I'm not gonna play myself on something like that.
Okay.
Because when it really comes down to it, I mean, I do think that for the most part, we are gonna root for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Except for in cases like that.
Well, you're actively working
when you're just
against
like,
us.
yes, it's
yeah,
like, girl,
and pretending like
and
you
we
don't
can
see the
forgive you,
problem.
but you still can't like come on my platform, and I'm not about to like
So
talk
I
to
think,
you.
like, having said that, like, we're officially not gonna sell out.
Okay.
Unless we feel like would you do a McDonald's commercial?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. And
Oh
then
yeah, tell the
asterisk,
people about your experience today.
You brought me a McFlurry.
Her first
My
one
first one.
ever.
It was pretty
She's
good.
never had a McFlurry. That was
Yeah.
crazy to me.
And then you asked my husband, and he was like, I ain't never had one. And she couldn't believe it. He was like, I hate McDonald's.
I hate them.
Yeah, it's like, but also, I will straight up do a McDonald's commercial if they pay me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it, because I've
Because
eaten so
wasn't
much
it? Who
at
was
this
it that
point.
wrote the jingle? Was it
I don't
T-Pain? It was somebody who wrote the "I'm
What?
Loving It" jingle.
And what?
Let me get it right.
Are you serious?
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, I'm gonna take that back so I sound smart. I'm Loving It. That was written by Justin Timberlake. And it was produced by the Neptunes. Yeah.
The ba-da-ba-ba-ba?
I'm Loving It.
I'm loving it. What? Are
Yeah,
you serious?
the song originally written. That's what Wikipedia said. I mean, it could be, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that before. Yeah, as a jingle for
Shut
Fat
your
Tunes was
ass
produced
up.
by the Neptunes and credited by written by Pharrell Williams.
So
yeah.
they get money for that every single time?
Probably.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wowza. When was that? When did that even come out? That's crazy.
Oh my God! So is it a whole song? I now want to do a
Right.
deep dive. So it's like, what is my life?
It's like, what is this
What is it?
song?
So it's like, yeah, I could sell out to this level, where if they wanted to do a little
some superficial
jingle,
stuff. Like the stuff that they got mad at, some of the first people who started getting like deals outside of like with the art that they created. Like say MC Hammer. Like they gave him a really hard time. This is a real throwback. Google him, kids. But like when he started doing commercials and stuff like that, everybody's like, man, he's
Oh,
a
I remember
sellout,
that because
blah, blah, blah.
I
It's
remember.
like, that's the goal,
Moni, I remember. I'm gonna look this up later when editing me. Hey, editing me. Wake up. I sometimes fall asleep when I'm editing.
I know you do.
Wake up.
Wake that ass up.
Look for the video from from In Living Color, where Tommy Davidson was playing MC Hammer and they did Too Sold Out to Quit.
Too sold out to quit. Pepsi. Too sold out. Too sold out to quit. Chocolate. Too sold out. Too sold out to quit. Coffee. Too sold out. Too sold out to quit. Hammer.
Okay, so I've got
It was
And that's what I'm saying. They gave him a really hard time.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but that's the So there's a difference between selling out and leveraging your celebrity or your whatever
Platform,
your
your
platform,
brand,
right, to
to
make
get
money.
some
Like
bread.
that's the whole point. 'Cause at
LA
what
is
point-
expensive. I think he was from California, right? It's
Listen.
expensive out there.
But he ain't gonna be able to twirl like that and bust it down.
He probably still could though. Have you seen Hammer lately?
I haven't. Of course
He's
not.
actually he looks
Why
pretty
would I
fit.
have seen him?
He be on like the 700 Club and stuff like
Bitch, I
that.
don't watch that.
Well,
Why the hell were you looking at that on the 700 Club?
I think it's TBN now.
Good day. I don't know what that is. I don't even know
I
where
think
you
it's the
find
Bible
that anymore.
Network.
I ain't
You don't
looking at
watch
that.
televangelists?
No.
Oh, we're gonna have to start watching some more Joel Osteen.
Nah, I'm good off of that. But I will say, but congratulations to anybody who enjoys that programming. It's not for me though.
But yeah.
just to say that, yeah, like that used to be frowned upon. But I think that as time went on, just like, say, so I'm moving up down the timeline. We went from, MC Hammer being a sellout to,
Oh, it was Pusha T. I knew it was a T name involved somewhere. He was involved with it too. Sorry. I'm loving it. I'm sorry. I was just
Anyway, Master P, he, what I'm saying, was somebody who was able to leverage his, rap career, and then he is like known for being a businessman. So
Yeah,
it
take
has
care of
nothing to do.
business.
Yeah, like it's so there's a difference, but I mean, I definitely would sell out for McDonald's for sure. Fuck it, you know what? I mean, I think I could do worse in real life.
Heck yeah.
All right, so what about let's see. I thought her Mario Kart analogy was cute. That made me think about you.
Thank you. Did you know that like the scientists, do you know what the most stressful video game is of all time?
Mario Kart?
Yes. Rainbow Road specifically.
Really?
Yeah, they said that's the most stress-inducing video game according to heart rates when they're monitoring people's heart rates and stuff
wow.
like that. Yeah, the Rainbow Road level really gets people all tensed up. But yes, it is a good sort of allegory for life.
That
All
was
the Mario
cute.
stuff is, and the fact too that she was like, "Oh yeah, Mario Party is fun."
I've never. Yes, I have. Is that where everybody's on there fighting?
No, you're thinking Smash Brothers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Smash Brothers is fun too.
Yeah.
No, Mario Party is basically like a board game. It's like that you play.
Oh,
like
I've
so
not played that one.
It is so fun.
Is
I
it?
can't recommend it enough. Like
Really?
they've done a bunch of them now. There's probably like 10, 11, 12 of them now. But each one has its charms. I think Mario Party 8 is the one I had.
Okay.
And there's all these little mini games. And yeah, you're basically kind of moving around the board and you play games to advance and you know.
It's like Monopoly, kind of.
Yeah, and like I said, like when you're in that number one spot, those
People
shows are coming for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
they
like,
want it.
dang,
But
that's a
so
good
that just
analogy.
goes to show, like, even if you feel like you haven't made it yet, even when you make it, you never truly make it.
No.
When I listen to celebrities talk about how like insecure they feel all the time,
It's actually reassuring. It's like, you know what? That's great.
I'm glad you feel terrible. I do too.
It's good to know that, like, well, it's not in a way because it's like, damn, you're
There's
still
no
gonna
rest.
feel like that.
Well,
but
no.
also, it's like, okay, this is just a human thing that's happening.
Okay,
here.
so I keep bringing it up every episode because I love it so hard. The What Now podcast with Trevor Noah, I went back and listened to the episode he did with Kevin Hart.
Okay.
And they were, talking about a lot of these struggles about how you never really feel secure, especially when you've come from sort of poverty.
Okay.
And stuff like that. And you just know how far you can fall.
Yeah.
Even though I like one of Trevor's line, he's like, well, if I don't make it, I've always got poverty to fall back on. Like, I know I can survive
I
that.
know I can do that. I can be poor.
But he was just talking about how even as good as he feels when he's like lighting a stage up and like killing and stuff like that, he wants to be able to have that feeling in regular life, like even without the applause. Like that's the goal.
Good luck.
Damn it. You sound like the dude from Taken. Good luck.
Good luck. I mean, I think that's the trick. It's like there's just, regular life, just like learning and what you were talking about earlier. It's like it's the boring shit that it's like
That's important.
it's just hard to find, that in regular life. And then that's the trick. Like that's what you spend your time doing, really trying to find the wonder and awe in the simple things and in the mundane and all that. And that's not an easy task. So,
but it is if
but
it becomes
good
your
luck.
habit. Like
anything's possible. Of
yeah,
course.
it's just like
Again,
whenever.
good luck.
Because you talk about stuff that becomes your habit with practice. Cooking.
Oh yeah.
Why
that
was
so
I
cute.
super not super, but just kind of secretly happy she can't cook? It's like, don't be good at everything.
Oh really? Wow.
I
Little
know, it was
hateration.
petty. It was
That's
petty.
Humans.
It's humans, but it's like, damn, but you haven't had time to, you've been doing everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I would trade her, right? Not trade her, but it's like we have a good bartering system. Quinta, I can definitely teach you some cooking things if you can help me edit some of this video.
Well, she
and
sounds
become
like she
viral.
figured out how to cook, though.
Yeah.
But it was so cute when she was just describing her first time trying to cook a meal for her boyfriend and just how bad it was.
Yeah.
And the fact, too, that she was taking it seriously. She was like, I don't want to make anyone sick. Like, salmonella is a real thing. Like, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just, be flippant. But when she was talking about leaving it in for extra half hour.
It's like, I'm just going to season it even more. And it's like, let's just, not the chicken. And I'm imagining they were breast too. So, them hoes
They were.
was dry
She
AF.
was like,
there's nothing worse
if a
than
little
overcooked
is
chicken
good,
breast.
more is better.
I was like, girl, oof.
But that's the thing, like, cooking does teach you a lot about
does, it
patience. And I loved her little love letter to like her hairdressers.
Girl, let's talk about the hair.
Okay.
That was definitely, and her being from Philly and having like older sisters, her being one of 5, she was like, part of the reason why she didn't learn to cook, because she was even like, I called my mom and was like, what the fuck, Mom?
Why'd you drop the ball? She was
Yeah,
like,
she's like,
look, you were the last one. I was tired.
I figured one of the ones that I raised up actually would help you out with that.
And
I
they
thought
were
that was
like,
cute.
that's your kid.
And they were like, no, we just did her hair, which
Right.
was another reason why, she was like, I didn't really learn how to take care of my hair by myself. And cause she had 2 older sisters who helped her out with her hair and all that kind of stuff. And just the whole edges situation, like that really resonated with me. Cause I was like, man, she was like, man, I was 20 or something. She was like, she was older when she was like, I didn't even know edges was a thing. Like online, everybody was
And I was
talking
about to say, I
edges
feel
being
like I've been
snatched.
acutely aware of edges from a
I was
very
thinking
young
that too.
age.
Like, where have you?
I
You were
was
from
like,
Philly and didn't know about
You
edges?
didn't have like a toothbrush and eco gel? Like what were they
Less
doing in
jam
Philly?
at the least?
What were they doing in Philly?
I don't know, but
Maybe that was the Midwest. Like we
Maybe.
usually don't get stuff that the coast don't get though.
I just couldn't imagine you never heard of edges until you were older and
Until
stuff like that.
the
I'm like,
vernacular
wow,
got
wow.
there. But I did want to say like I agreed with most of the stuff in the book, but braids don't have to take your edges out. Like she did mention that she was going to like a lot of the African braid shops, which are kind of known for those really tight styles, and they kind of take a lot of pride in getting it really tight.
Yeah, it's like,
and
please
it's
don't do
like
that.
you don't have to do that.
But even when you ask them, they still will.
They will. Like that's what
It's
she
so
said in the thing.
sad.
It is. So I'm just
please.
saying, I've had girls have braided their hair for years. They still have edges. There's a way to do it.
Yeah, you're
don't
a gentle
have
braider.
to take people's edges out to have a good. Because she was right. The freedom you get from braids is wonderful. It's glorious, but they do have to be installed and uninstalled safely and gently. Like I think we just made braids synonymous with pain.
Yeah, to the point where
And it doesn't have to be.
it doesn't have to be.
It
But a lot of
doesn't.
people don't take that, or they're like you say, like I know that I've been like, please don't just let the baby hairs be out. Like you do not have to scoop up every single little tiny. They're gonna escape or break off.
Break off.
So-
Those are the options.
So please just let them be.
It doesn't have to be cemented in there. Like, my nappy, kinky edges
Just let 'em
are
go.
just what they are, and they're not hurting anybody. I'm a negress. I don't have straight hair.
Right. It's like for everyone out there.
My hair's thermally straightened right now.
Thermally.
Don't tell anybody.
Well, it was funny because she was a dancer from the time she was 6 all the way through high school, and it just allowed her that, like when you want to work out and all y'all know. If you know,
if
like
you know,
braids and like
it's
protective
a whole
styles.
thing. Because as we start moving into the summer months and it's swim
My
season, and you
God.
just gotta. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But like I said, deeply relatable content.
Yeah.
I really felt like she was really good at drawing me into her world, especially her romantic dalliances. A lot of that was very relatable. It's nice to know she kind of got her happy ending with a white man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like
And
a
I
lot
guess
of the
this
comedy
was-
girls. Oh, but did you know Amber Ruffin? She's not with her white man anymore.
They're divorced?
I believe so. She was talking about that on her podcast about how she was talking about how it's impossible to get your Wikipedia changed because I guess it still says she's married on Wikipedia. Because like she was on a dating app and like somebody was like trying to accuse her of catfishing. It's like you can't be Amber Ruffin, she's married, or tell Amber Ruffin like or something like that. And it was just like,
she's like, no, that's over now. It's over now.
But yeah, it sounds like she had a very solid partner who went and protested with her during the lockdown protests.
Yeah.
They weren't protesting the lockdown. It's just during the lockdown when all the black people were getting killed and people could pay attention to it more. Hasn't stopped, by the way. We haven't solved that particular problem yet.
No, it's interesting to have revisited that
and seeing it because that was when I was reading Dave Sedaris's book. Carnival of Snackery, and he was chronicling his lockdown time and subsequent protests.
Okay.
And it is very interesting to get those perspectives. You know, what was that? 2021?
2021, yep.
Or 2020?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 2020. And now it's 2024.
Yes.
And
it feels like it was just yesterday, but then also feels like it was forever ago. At
yeah,
the same
time's
time.
weird.
So it was kind of weird going back and like reliving that with her through her lens and just sort of that. Yeah, and building a relationship during COVID, like that seems. I mean, especially when you saw like violence uptick in domestic sort of situations, like. To be able to maintain a healthy relationship through a lockdown is pretty impressive. And they weren't like together forever at that point either.
No,
so
it was
like,
interesting. They had to have like a little sit down like powwow too and talk about the stuff. It's like, hey, this is going to hit me different. Oh, I think. No, this is a part of the book. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny. It made me laugh. She was talking about while they were when she was at the protest with her boyfriend and somebody in the police were like starting to like hit them with the stuff and they were like, white bodies to the front. Yeah. And I was like,
they did.
And he ran up there. Yeah. I was like, okay, that's a keeper.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's not here to play. And that's wild too but that would be the move to get the police to stop.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
Like, I was like, oh, that's so crazy.
White bodies to the
front.
Because now you see a person. Now you see yourself.
What was that in Matthew McConaughey in Time to Kill? It's like, now imagine she's white. It was like, oh.
Shut it down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so she had some stories.
She did have some stories. I really liked it. Well, this is one thing. So like just speaking of edges and the struggle and the hair journey and all that. I mean, you being a licensed, beautician, cosmetologist. I mean,
I'm a barber.
I'm a barber. All the hairs. I don't know, like as somebody who, it's just like, man, it's just been a struggle. The edges, just the traction, like all of the styles back in the 90s. It's the eyebrows. Like hair was very precarious. Like the fact that you have a full head of hair and like your eyebrows still intact is a testament to
my laziness. That's when laziness plays off, kids.
Yeah.
Like hey kids, they tell you not to be lazy. Sometimes it works out.
Man,
I decided to sleep more.
It's like, I'm not getting up early to pluck my eyebrows. I'm not getting up early. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I had someone pluck my eyebrows, and this is also my aversion to physical pain. So
I feel like I did one time.
I remember in high school, one of my friends, she definitely plucked. Whatever it was, I broke out.
It might have been that razor. Those little razors.
Yeah, I don't know what they did, but like I got little bumps, and that's when I was like, I'll just have bad eyebrows. I'm fine with it. I'd rather have that than these bumps. And then like, anytime anything was pulled too tight, I'm like, no, ow. I didn't even get this part of my ear pierced because I heard that hurt real bad. My cartilage. I don't like pain.
I mean, I understand that. Beauty is pain sometimes, but
it is.
But you wear corsets though.
Not anymore. It's over.
You've worn corsets.
I do a waist trainer. I do the soft ones now. Like I also have my kids natural. I'm not doing that anymore either.
Yeah. I'm just saying we all participate is all the point I'm trying to make.
But I do have limits on for beauty culture stuff. And like I said, I've been reading books a long time. There's only so much grooming I'm doing because a lot of times you're doing it to attract a mate. They'll take it how you serve it.
Honestly, it was just always, I feel like there's always an aesthetic that you're trying to reach. And then I think
she talked about that.
You have to.
Because for her, it was Kirsten Dunst.
You know what I mean? I don't even know what the visual was that I was trying to get to. But again, I've just put my hair through a lot is the point. Not everybody's had that struggle, clearly. But It just made me
I
think
have.
about.
I'm still like right up here because there. I don't know. Do you remember the time that the beauty school I went to, like the water got shut off and I had relaxer on my hair and had to come to your house and rinse it out? Like,
No.
I do.
You're like Malcolm X in the movie.
Very much like
stick your head
because
into
if
it.
I hadn't gone to your house, I would have had to rinse it out in the toilet. Anywhere where there was
With-
water,
along with the
'Cause
rest
if
of
you
your
leave
hair.
it on there, it just burns it off. So you get a chemical burn. So yeah, it wasn't great. So no, my edges aren't as full as maybe I'd like them to be from the years of abuse, but it's
They're
it's
still there.
hard. They're still.
Well, imagine that there's a beauty standard that you would be willing to sacrifice your hairline for. Like, that is really kind of fucked up. And
Well, in some cultures that is considered beautiful.
right, but not ours. And
Where the like
farther
the
back
really
your-
larger forehead, like the real smooth, like kind of porpoise look.
if only that was a thing, I'd be nailing it.
But my whole thing is like it is kind of arbitrary. Like
It
that was the
100%
thing too. I
is.
knew too about beauty standards. They're very, they change
they
a lot.
keep moving, you know?
Yeah, and I think like I said, we used to read a lot of tabloid magazines and stuff like that. And I remember one time seeing a picture of Naomi Campbell where her weave it blew up,
Oh,
and you
I
could
got
see
that
she
picture
didn't have
saved.
edges
Yeah,
and
she
stuff. And I
didn't
was
have
like, oh no, I gotta stop perming my hair. I was like,
Cautionary tale.
I was like,
She didn't even know
ooh,
she was telling the story.
Ooh.
Well, it made me think about getting your edges snatched. So my kids was dragging me.
Oh, was this what we're supposed to put a pin in?
Yes. So
Okay,
let's go
we
back.
can take that
Thank you.
pin out.
Take that pin out.
Let's take
because
that pin out.
Speaking of edges, I got mine snatched by my daughter.
Oh boy.
Because and it wasn't even like she was saying it to me to be rude.
Spicy.
Not at all. Like, it was just like,
She's got me on one of those before.
yeah.
Where
she's
she
good
was
at
like,
this.
is that how you wanted your hair? Or it was something to the effect of like, did you finish your hair?
Is
Or
that it? So is that it? You're done?
You're done.
Is you done or is you through? Is you finished? Or is you
It was something to that effect.
You're like, uh-huh.
I was like, honey, don't ask anybody that.
Yeah. It's like, that could be.
That could be misconstrued. Honey, baby. I know it was a genuine question. I know you weren't being shady, but damn.
And that's her essence. And
Yes.
so she went on to tell me that my hairline was like JoJo Siwa.
Oh, you showed me that picture.
So I did a photo grid. Hopefully you can pop that up in the episode. I'll send that to you, friend. But I
Well-
thought, okay.
Well, that was because that
Okay.
reminded me of that episode of SNL a couple weeks ago where I forget who the guest was, but they were doing a fake courtroom show. And it was a woman suing her beautician because that's what a lot of them are. And the woman was supposed to be like, she's been doing my hair for years and she's never took my hair out. And the judge was like, then why does your hairline start in the past? Like, it was brutal.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so basically.
And it's hard too because people don't know this, but like the hood is filled with comic geniuses
They
who
are.
live to roast you.
love it.
That's all they're there for.
And when I
they're the
say-
crows from Dumbo. Those were based on real dudes. Like that's why it's so racist. Every cartoon that's good is based on real people.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't looked into it. I only assumed that these were some black people the cartoonists knew.
Maybe.
It's like there were these black dudes in Harlem. Every time I walk by, they just
And they
roast
would
me
just talk
down.
about me. Yeah, exactly. So I just have that at home
It was
for
like,
the
I've
record.
seen it. Oh
Like,
Lord,
damn, son.
like, I
but
seen it.
but at the same time, it was like, it's a true observation. I do have a tall forehead, okay? And
stately.
my son was like, Mom, he was like, no, because JoJo got that ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And I was like, well, what's that? He was like, it's kind of, she's got the widow's peak, so it's like the
Oh,
M.
the
You don't
arch-
have that. I said, first of all, you two.
And also,
get
peace
out
to
of here.
JoJo
Get
Siwa
out of here.
because she does. I noticed a lot of the gymnastics girls have the tension alopecia,
Yeah,
and
from
dance
pulling
girls
their
because you have
hair.
to have it pulled back so tight, but
You don't have to,
you
but then
don't.
it's like,
But you might lose points in those competitions though. Sometimes if hair
it's like,
movement.
nope, it's not snatched.
So maybe just take that off the sheet.
It won't.
Listen,
They
it's
won't.
hard out
It's
here.
messed
Maybe
up.
they should
Bless
just
her
learn
heart.
now. It's hard out here for some edge. Oh, because have you seen the tattoo edges, like the fake tattoo
I
edges
have
at the
seen
beauty
those.
supply?
I have seen those. I'm not doing that.
I'm not going that far either, but I was like, Wow.
And I probably display my, y'all done seen them. Fuck it. I mean, I got a big forehead and my
stand in
baby
that.
out here. Yeah. Because what I'm going to do now?
What are you?
It's already
It's like,
here.
now we hate you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Right. And then good luck. I mean,
Because
no
like
one-
she's
yeah, it's
like,
okay.
because it was breaking my heart when she was describing like seeing the hair come out like after a
It's so
vacation and
heartbreaking.
stuff. It's like, damn. Oh, because I will say like after having, and this is another thing, women, if you've had kids and your hair falls out,
This is real.
don't panic. It'll come back in. That's just part of the process.
Mine didn't. Hopefully yours does. I mean, honestly, it was like noticeably thinner after I had kids, I feel like.
I feel like it wasn't as luxurious as when I was actually pregnant.
Pregnant.
But
Oh,
of
my
course,
hair was
it's the
fabulous
same thing with
both
like,
times.
yeah, titties, hair, pow.
Yeah, it goes.
But
goes
like then
ham.
it's just like,
and then you just and then you
and then
and
you
then
just
you
then
are
you just
now
have
the
a
crypt
baby.
keeper. You're just a crypt keeper after, like just a shell of yourself. You're like,
No, I was gonna say, but then you have a baby.
right, a crypt keeper holding a baby. And you're like,
The crypt keeper.
thin hair.
No.
You're
We-
like malnutrition, your teeth are falling out.
I do like a lot of what she had to say about beauty culture.
Yeah, I do too. And just really learning how to re-love yourself because, you know, she found herself like caking on makeup so her skin was lighter and like, you know, relaxing her hair. And I feel like she had her beauty epiphany way before I did. So congratulations to that. But that's what was impressive, just her amount of just confidence
Well,
over
did she
time
ever
and
do like a
loving
colored
herself.
contacts though?
I don't know. I don't remember her saying that.
I don't either. I know I certainly
She
did though.
She sure didn't put that in the book, but yeah, you sure did. I did too, but then after about like a week or two, I was like, I don't like this, and I sold them.
Took
I
me a
sold the rest of
little
them.
longer.
Yeah, I was like,
But I
this
actually
is-
had to use them for vision.
yeah, I didn't. It was totally,
Just vanity.
yeah, vanity. I was like, that would be cute. It was not cute, for the record. It just was not cute.
Oh, that makes me
So-
think about Tiny.
Would you, right, like a whole surgery? I don't like the idea of surgery on my eyeballs to
I
begin
don't
with.
either. I have bad vision. I won't even get the laser eye surgery because, like, my eye doctor, he still wears glasses.
He didn't get the laser eye surgery? Do you have the kind of eyes that can have it?
Probably not. I'll never know.
Yeah. You're like, even if I did, I ain't doing it.
Wearing contacts and glasses isn't that inconvenient. Like, it's still kind of a miracle.
Okay.
Because I think about that sometimes when I wake up in the morning and I can't see, and I'm like, if it wasn't for nerds, I'd be living a very blurry life.
Okay, yeah.
Like, I wouldn't be able to drive. I probably wouldn't. There'd be so much stuff I wouldn't be able to do unless it was like right here.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how I can see stuff without my glasses. Other than that, it's been like, my cousin gave me a really good trick. If you ever wake up and you can't, because it's a paradox a lot of times with, people with bad eyesight, like you need your glasses to find your glasses. Because a lot of times I'll fall asleep with them on. I do all the wrong stuff. And so I'll wake up and they're like they could
Somewhere
be
else.
anywhere.
Yeah.
But like if you make a really tiny circle, my cousin taught me this, like it focuses the light so you can see better.
Really?
Yeah.
Here you go, kids.
Yeah, so that's a little science for that ass.
I like it. Well, you know what? On that note, let's take a quick break, friend.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back. Are you tired of staring at those stubborn stains on your driveway or the grime on that office building? Is your HOA driving you crazy, complaining about the algae on the side of your house? Well, look no further. Premium Pro Wash are the go-to power washing heroes based right here in Indianapolis and has the solution for all your cleaning needs. They tackle everything from roofs to driveways to commercial businesses and storefronts with precision and expertise. At Premium Pro Wash, they are committed professionals who are reliable and dedicated to ensuring your satisfaction. Don't wait any longer. Reach out today and let them take the pressure off of you. Premium Pro Wash, applying the pressure you need when and where you need it. Call 317-389-0098. That's 317-389-0098 for your free quote today. We're back, you guys, from our break. So we just gotta let's wrap it up, friend. I really enjoyed this book. And when I think about people who would enjoy this book, I feel like if you're a comedy fan, or if you just have been a fan of Quinta from her like original days of memeing or working for BuzzFeed, which I thought was really cool. I don't think I recognized.
I
that she
didn't know
did
that. Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know me, that wasn't something I was on.
No, not at all. And But I have seen her memes like over the years. You know what I mean? So I was sort of aware of Quinta from that time. She won.
You know what it reminded me a lot of? Like, if you've listened to our past shows when we've reviewed Mindy Kaling's books, it reminds me a lot of that. So if you like her book, she'll like this. Like,
That's
it's the
fair.
same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
It was
woman
very
of
good.
color, comedy, boom.
Absolutely. And then I think if you don't like this book, I think if you were looking for an Abbott Elementary sort of like critical breakdown of all of that,
Then just
it
skip to the epilogue.
Yeah, but that wasn't even in the. I don't think that was in the written book. Like, get the audio book if you're interested in getting it, because you could tell she was being interviewed and answering questions about it, and she seemed to be really into it and enjoying it.
Oh, in the did you get to see any of the pictures? Like,
I saw a few from when she was little.
Okay, that
It
was
was
my
cute.
favorite. When
She
she was
was
doing the
adorable.
little splits as the cheerleader, that
Smiling
was
so
pretty
hard,
great.
super
I was
cute.
like, okay.
In front of the computer.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, so definitely do the audiobook if you're looking for some Abbott stuff. Because some of the critiques I saw about why people didn't like it was like, we wanted to hear more about, Abbott, I guess. And it's like, this wasn't about Abbott though. Like, this book was about her life.
Buy the DVDs and get the footage. I don't know what to tell you.
There you go. Right. Get the bonus footage and all that stuff. So yeah, I really liked it. So I do recommend the audiobook because listening to her voice was soothing and it was just funny. Like, her delivering the material was really, really
She's
great.
a funny lady.
She is a funny lady. So I really liked it. So, should we rate the book then?
Yes, because I worked really hard to finish it in time so I'd be able
Good
to
job,
rate it.
friend.
Thank
High
you. Thank
five.
you. It
You're
was
welcome.
it was such hard
You
work.
made it.
Life was so hard.
Oh my God.
No. But I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 apples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Teachers.
For teachers.
I
To the
like
teachers.
it. So I'm giving it 4 out of 5 large popcorns with butter because he got money.
He had money.
He got
Large money. Ooh, he got money. That was, I
cute
love
and
the
funny.
story of her killing it at the Comedy Store too. Shout out to Daishiki Dan, like her
Ooh, he
white
was
friend
bold.
who was, I
He
was
was
like,
bold.
that is the bravest white man in America.
Tell him why.
Oh, he went on stage in front of a black crowd with a dashiki on.
He did.
And
And they
did a-
didn't know, in all fairness, because when they were invited to do the show.
Yes, they didn't know it was going to be a black show.
all-black
And I don't know,
audience,
for
but-
people who don't know this, black audiences, I don't know if anyone's ever watched like Showtime at the Apollo.
Yo.
They are notoriously, I mean, they'll let you know if it's good and they'll let you know if it's
Yes,
bad.
they love you if they love you, but if they don't love you, they will let you know. They're very vocal about it.
Listen,
so
black people have to work harder to get a night off.
So
like-
don't ruin a good time.
Yeah,
better
like, so I
come.
got to get a babysitter. I had
For
to
sure.
drive out to downtown LA. Like, come on.
Listen. So yeah, I enjoyed the book. I definitely recommend it. Shout out to you, Quinta. Congratulations, man. Like I mean, to see
I feel like
somebody.
it'd be a good graduation gift. It's almost that time.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
absolutely.
get like a little something or a plain. It's a very good plain read. Like if
I
you
let
just
my
needed
kids listen to it.
something.
I was listening to it in the car on the way to dropping them off to school in the morning. They're like, "Can we listen with you?" I'm like,
so
"Yeah,
cute.
sure." And you know what? Shout out to you, Quinta, too, because this is something I can watch with my family. I watch this with my kids.
Yes, that is
And
wonderful.
sitcoms are dead now. Like, that was such a big part of our childhood growing up in the 90s. We had TGIF, like whole, like everything was shut down on
Platforms.
Thursdays and Fridays for the Cosby Show, Different Worlds,
Yeah. I like
Family
how she even
Matters.
referenced Friends. She was like,
Yeah.
shout out to Phoebe. And also thinking
Yes.
about too, like how many foster children do you see in like mainstream television? Because I was thinking about, I was like, hey, Phoebe was kind of, she was that girl.
Yeah, she was delightful. She was like the best part.
She
of-
was.
of Friends.
Oh, I
Let's be
love
for
the,
real.
yeah, she did a lot of the heavy lifting on Friends. They were all great though, but
Comic relief.
Phoebe was best.
Because funny girls are the best.
Yeah,
Yeah, we like
Phoebe
'em.
was,
We like funny
I
girls.
would, if she was the one I would watch in a spinoff.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, her show would have been great. Absolutely.
Oh, before I forget though,
yeah.
because this will come out on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
The
I just had the calendar pulled up too.
I know,
and looked
right?
at
It's the
it. Wow.
20th. Wednesday the 20th. Going to Songs You Never Hear Out, hosted by Brothers to the Night at the White Rabbit.
Ooh.
So yeah, so tonight, this airs at like 7:30. If you're not doing anything, go to it. It's such a great vibe.
I like the idea of playing songs you never hear because you already, if you have XM radio, whatever, no matter where you go, it's going to be playing the same songs over and over again. So I think it is refreshing to go out and be like, we're purposely not going to play the same 3 songs that they play everywhere you go. We're gonna do some deep cuts. We're gonna do some stuff that you don't always hear. So shout out to you guys. That's a fantastic idea. Love that. Yeah. So, you guys, you know what? This week we're gonna do a quick Stranger Than Fiction. So, in the spirit of just like things going viral on the internet, I saw this story, probably on Instagram, but the story was from the Oklahoman, and so I'll put the link in the notes. But on March the 4th of this year, there was this controversial video that was showing students at Deer Creek High School in Oklahoma licking peanut butter off each other's toes. Did you see this?
I intentionally avoided it, but I did hear about it. I didn't watch it though.
So it wasn't like, they had them blurred out and stuff. You just saw the feet. It was just like,
yeah, that's still too much.
It was too much. And apparently this was some fundraising event
that they do every year
during the school's wonderful week of fundraising, and they raised over $150,000. And so
why not just get an OnlyFans? Because, there's a market for that. It's like teens licking toes. Like,
were they even teens?
Oh, was it elementary?
Well, no, this was high school, you're right.
Okay. But still it's still pretty,
it's disgusting.
And gross.
So, and then that makes it worse because I wasn't even picturing necessarily the age because, yes, high school. But even in high school, there's nothing you could have done to convince me to lick fucking peanut butter off of anybody's toes.
Even $150,000? You're talking about selling out.
I'm not doing that. Especially in like, there's just no way I would have done that.
I can't say that I wouldn't have.
Licked peanut butter off somebody's toes?
For $100,000?
Man, I don't think I would have done it.
You're better than me. Congratulations.
That wasn't even the point. I don't give a damn about that. I'm just not licking peanut butter off nobody's fucking toes.
I mean, not for free.
Man, they were doing it for charity. Like, I just don't to me...
The fact this is a problem because we're talking about the problems with our education system. The children should not be having to do this to fund their schools.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, this is an overarching problem. Like, but in the fact that no adults.
Where was the oversight?
Like, why wasn't? Because can I tell you something fucked up they used to do at my old school? Like, they used to do like a mock slave auction. Like, there was Slave Day, and that was a fundraiser where you could.
Why was it a fundraiser?
Because money.
Why was that the activity, though?
Because it's fun. Bidding on people, don't you miss it? Oh, when America was great. Like, you could just buy. I was listening to Disgraced comedian Louis C.K. and he was just talking about moral confidence, which is like people saying, it's like, well, I would never own slaves. But it's like, you can say I would never own slaves now because you can't, here. Right. But like back when you could.
Thank you. And it was legal and everything.
Yeah,
and
like everybody loved you. You'd have more status and everything. It's like, you don't know like that you wouldn't have participated in that, but I don't know, man. Like,
I would have at least
but no, keep my underdeveloped mind at like 14, 15 years old. Like,
I would have been like, Mom, they have us out here trying to lick people's toes. Like, how degrade? Like, it's just, I would have felt like y'all are doing this to degrade us or something.
But I'm just saying, like, a lot of times with traditions, though, people be like, oh, yeah, we did that when I was in school. It was just silly. Like, when you throw the pies. I'm just guessing. I don't know this for sure, but just the reason stuff like this goes on because it's seen as like a fun tradition. It's like, we did that. And you wash them first and... if you unpack a lot of customs, stuff gets weird. So this was just one of those things that had just made it too long before more eyes got on it.
And that's just wild. I just, the first thing I was like, okay, so where are all the regular people at who?
And we listened to Crystal, like, Oklahoma's wild.
I don't like it.
I don't either. But that is definitely stranger than fiction.
It's definitely stranger than fiction.
Yeah, like if I was an editor and someone put this in a book about a high school, I'd have been like, could you please dial it back a bit? Like, I don't think people are going to really believe that.
Well, and I'm like, If so, and I didn't see that part in the article where it said this was something that had been happening. What's wild to me, because it was kind of like, well, the non-for-profit that they were raising money for was this, what was it, a coffee, let's see, what is it?
Not Your Average Joe coffee.
Yes, and it's like they didn't know about it. They were like, they weren't part of the fundraiser, but if this is something that you're saying has been happening for years and years, how did they not know? Did they not know this was what they were
might
doing?
choose a different charity every year.
Perhaps.
So
that could have been that, but I guess they weren't like involved directly with this particular, like the event and stuff.
Yeah.
They were the recipients, but I thought it was fucked up that, they got a lot of bad press. People were calling them, giving them terrible Yelp reviews and like getting hateful
They're
calls.
like, we didn't tell them
like,
kids to lick toes.
because it goes toward, they hire people with disabilities to work there and
that's
stuff.
a shame.
And now they're like,
people read the whole
So it's
article. Don't
like,
just react off of headlines. And like I said, this whole thing was kind of launched with memes. I'm not against memes. Let me make that very clear. But they're not information. Like that should
it's topical information.
It's entertainment.
And it could be right, and it could be interpreted in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
That's
So
one of those
before you
things.
take action and go to the streets, really look into
So
stuff.
right? Were they really the cause? Like, were they? So I felt bad for them in a way if they didn't know, that was what was going on, because now their name is associated. So yeah, definitely Stranger Than Fiction. If you guys have any Stranger Than Fictions stories you want to share with us, please do email us at thefabpodcast@gmail.com. Put Stranger Than Fiction in the subject, and maybe we can read that out loud on the show.
We should also shout out Podcast and Platforms
Yes,
is a
we
live show
should.
this Saturday at
Yay.
Switchboard on the 23rd. I'm definitely going to try to make it to that. And I think I'm going to try to make it to Brunchella if there's still tickets.
Okay.
At Blancas. The guys at Bellies and Bullshit are hosting it.
Okay.
So that should be fun.
Okay.
So yeah, because I'm like, those will
Oh.
be next to each other too. So like a lot of times when I'm downtown, I'm like, let me just
I'm already gonna be cute. Let me
let me just do a lap while my makeup's done.
I like it. All right, cool.
But my eyebrows might not be because I don't care that hard.
Listen, they look fine though. They
Thank
look good
you.
all the time.
Like I said, a lot of times I'm
They're
like,
fine.
it's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It could be
Yeah.
better, but it's fine.
It works. No one's really. All right. So with that, you guys, let's spin the wheel and see what we're gonna talk about. Spin it. All right, guys. So next up, we got Bossy Pants by Tina Fey. This is a book that we've both read already.
Yeah, but I would love to read it again. It's
Me
been
too.
like maybe 10 years.
It's been a long time. Well, it hasn't been that long for me, but it's been a while, to the point where I was like, can you remember one thing about this book?
Oh, you know what? You're right. It was probably, 2016.
Damn.
That's damn near.
It's a long time. It might as well be 10 years.
Yeah.
It's coming up on it. So yeah, just revisiting it, it made me think about it because she mentioned her as, one of her inspirations, comedy wise, and just for some really good solid
And
advice.
leadership.
And leadership, especially in that male dominated sort of field. So I wanted to round out, this month of women's history with another female author. And since we had been doing and highlighting, female comics, let's get Tina Fey in there real
Yeah,
quick.
she's definitely the GOAT.
She just is. So yeah, definitely excited to reread that and talk to you guys about that next week. Is there
Oh, I did see a
anything
meme
else?
that I thought was really cute this week. And
Tell
it kind of
me.
ties into Tina Fey a little bit because she's like
Ooh.
obsessed with Star Wars.
Okay.
And I loved on 30 Rock when she got married, she dressed up as Princess Leia.
Did she? really?
Yes, for her wedding on 30 Rock. And because
Oh, on
Jack
30.
was like, what are you wearing? She's like, I'm a princess. But it was a thing where it was just kind of like a little script, and it was like flight attendant talking to a woman holding a baby, and she was like, oh, what a beautiful baby, what's her name? And she was like, Leia. And the flight attendant's like, oh, like Princess Leia? And she's like, no, like General Leia. Like, yeah, get it right.
She was
a general.
Okay,
Yeah,
not just
know
a
that.
princess. Princess
She could
general.
Yeah.
General princess.
General princess.
Okay.
And she could manipulate the force. So
Oh, wow.
deal with it.
Wow.
She was a
Okay.
Skywalker.
Put some respect on her name.
Yeah.
Okay, do that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? It'll be fun to go there next week with you guys. Hopefully you make it back. And just a quick reminder, you guys, it's a ghetto out here. Okay.
The world is a ghetto.
And you have to find the things that make you happy and don't lead you to jump off of a bridge. Like, we have to really be careful about, doing the things we like, spending time with the people we like, so that we can stay sane and happy and healthy. So,
And your body belongs to you. So if you were using that body in the Freaknik video, or the Freaknik documentary, then I'm going to see it.
y'all didn't think it was gonna come back.
Technology has a
man.
way of coming back,
Yeah,
man.
we're gonna have to do that after Tina Fey. We have to get back into
that'll be
it.
fun.
All right. Well, so guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again. And until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.